Don't blink, it's your boy. We just finished doing a hope you guys are doing well. I forget to say this, of course. We just finished doing a video on UFC and MMA, which again I fail to see the difference. I don't know. Maybe I'm a dummy. Please school me. But we just finished that. And I was talking about how much I've learned recently by watching the YouTube channel Larone, 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 documentary on the sport and itself. And I feel like we're talking about the story. We talk about a little bit about Dana White. We talk about a little bit about Joe Rogan. But I believe, and you can disagree, and I know a lot of people they hate those people. A lot of people think they're talking shit, right? When I think about UFC and the people that came in and built the sport, and again, please understand, I've been interested in UFC for a month, so my knowledge is very limited. But for me, we had Four Figure, which was Anderson Silva, which was JB Penn, which was Uber. I don't remember his name. Uriah Fiber. And I just watched a documentary today, 2 hours long. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's been there for a long time. George St. Pierre. We had what's his fucking name? Jose Aldo, right? Jose Aldo. And those people build the sport in itself, and I agree with this. I do agree with this. But it's also, to me, there's two fighters that are the black sheep of the UFC sport, and I believe that those two are my favorites for a very simple reason. So before I say the reason, I think the best thing to do would be to tell you who is my choice, right? I think it's only normal that I tell you my choice is gonna be two. And when you're gonna send the two, you're gonna understand why it's the two. The first one is, drum roll please, not bongo. Oh, that's a cool xylophone actually. Okay, cool. Xylophone will be doing the job. Charles Sonnen, right, the biggest fucking gangster you see in UFC history, and the one and only Conor McGregor. Now, I know you guys don't like them. I know you guys have a lot to say about Conor. I know a lot of people do not like Chael Sonnen. You look at people like John Jones. You look at people like Daniel Cormier, and yes, they're amazing fighter. And don't get me wrong, I feel bad because I fucking love DC Cormier. To me, DC Cormier is the nice guy. He's a role model. I saw him coach. I saw a lot of people coach, and two of my favorite coaches was I do like, because again I'm watching the documentary. I really do like how Tito Ortiz was coaching. I know a lot of people they don't like Tito Ortiz, but to me the way he was coaching was kind of cool. And one of my favorite coaches is DC Cormier because he really cares about the guy. He really has a big heart. DC Cormier or Cormier. I'll say it in French because I'm French Canadian. GSP. To me, DC Cormier is the picture perfect of a noble warrior. He cares. He has his heart on his sleeve. A lot of emotion. You see him cry a lot, which is for a lot of people a symbol of weakness. And UFC is everything but weakness. So it does paint a contradictory picture. If you know what I mean. You don't paint a picture by the way you take a picture. So I don't know where the expression came from, but who gives a shit? Why Chael Sonnen and Conor McGregor? Well, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of better fighters than them. Yes, there's better fighter than Conor McGregor. For sure, dude, for sure. I believe that Jose Aldo, too, and I know that they fought, but Jose Aldo in his prime would have fucked up Conor McGregor, right? But it's also what they brought. Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen was possibly one of the first, if not the first, very articulate, very witty UFC fighter. He would talk. I saw some of his interview. He would give shit to the interviewer. Chael Sonnen had a salesman. If you listen to Chael Sonnen, often when you hear him, it's poetry. And maybe it's because he practiced those speeches before. There's a part of me that believes that those speeches were rehearsed, right? You're not gonna tell me that this guy is a fucking genius like that, right? There's no way. However, I do like the fact that he brought in, and the fact that he talked the fact that he talked to interview him. Sometimes he was a dick. And then you look at him and say, "Yeah, he's a fighter, bro. You're fighting." It's not because it's one thing to fight in the octagon with your fist. But if somebody takes advantage of you in real life on talking, you have to be able to tell something. Some of those fighters, and I'm gonna go into the subject after that. Again, you know that I love Daniel Cormier, and he's gonna be my prime example. When I say DC Cormier, it's Daniel Cormier. I'm a dummy. DC. See, the thing, and it's actually beautiful when you think about it. This video is gonna be one of my favorite to do. It's my favorite of the day, to be honest. So that means something because we did 11, 12 videos today. So basically, my second is Connor. Connor, also was super arrogant, super funny. This Connor, Connor is picture perfect annoying cousin. There's a lot of things that you're gonna say that you're gonna be laughing. There's a lot of things that you're gonna say. Oh, you're cocky, and when they say fun kind of cocky, there's something that you like. Oh my god, what did you say, bro? And Connor, a lot of people they don't like him, but Connor sold more ticket than possibly a lot of people. And Chael Sonnen sold a lot of ticket also. And this is where I want to go. You see, yes, Conor McGregor was super popular, and Conor McGregor didn't bring a lot to the sport, but he brought on his own. He brought a lot of passion for the sport in Ireland, and for a sport like this, having a very dedicated fan base in any country is amazing. Because yes, UFC is not that new, but it's not that old. If you take a sport like boxing, which is it's been on for a lot more time than just UFC, so with Connor selling ticket and Charles selling ticket, it comes to the next price. It comes to the next point in the video. So you see, people like DC Cormier that I fucking love won't be able to sell tickets. Not because they're not a good fighter, because they're not as entertaining. And listen to the word I said, entertaining. I didn't say interesting. Entertaining as somebody like Conor McGregor, or even Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, who was on shows like X Factor. You can sell tickets to UFC. People love Joe, but people don't. People see Joe as the kind of guy, and I mean this in the more positive way possible. They see him as the kind of guy that would do something like that. That would be able to picture something like that. And there's not a fatality per se, but there's a nobleship. There's a nobleship, but it also it's a good thing and a bad thing. See, with Joe being, a lot of people are gonna see Joe as a picture perfect, as a picture perfect UFC. But Joe is also very known in public eyes, and if you don't like Joe, well, often it's not because there's gonna be a different fighter, and people are gonna be associating UFC with two people, which is Dana White and Joe Rogan. There's also fighters, of course, but on the first, like, if you talk about a card, the first card is those two. Right, so Joe, not everybody likes Joe, right? But he's a face of UFC, and I kind of respect the fact that Dana White kept him for so many years. It's not like I fucking hate Joe. No, I don't hate him. I fucking love Joe. But I understand that sometimes being in public eyes can make you hate it. You either becomes a hero, or you die a villain. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to become a villain. Sorry, I'm tired. Super tired, to be honest. It's a beautiful sun outside, so. That being said, you see, those two, Charles Sonnen and Conor McGregor, are selling tickets. And it is so fucking important to sell tickets because, again, it's a sport. It's a lot of time. And they're not backed by association. UFC is the association. So it's still a baby sport, and I mean that respectfully. But they need to sell tickets. It's so expensive. I remember during the COVID, during the pandemic, there was this Fight Island, and Fight Island costs a lot of money. And I'm seeing people make a lot of money through UFC, and I do not know the position of money, but it's expensive. There's high reward, but it's high risk, you know. With somebody like Conor McGregor, you know, is a surefire way of selling tickets. Right? And also the thing with Chael Sonnen and Conor McGregor is they talk shit, but they could back it up. So, for example, if you're somebody like Dana White and you're promoting a service or a fight, and you're promoting a guy that has a really loud mouth, he's super charismatic, he sells tickets, but he's always losing, people are not going to say, I don't want to see him lose, bro. I like the guy. I'm not going to see him lose. But with Chael Sonnen and with Conor McGregor, they were winning. It's like, okay, I want to see that, you know? And then you have the new school, which is Khabib. And people are going to say, yeah, Khabib is not as entertaining as Conor McGregor. However, Khabib came in as the biggest gangster, but in the most positive fashion. Conor McGregor was like, I'm here to take everything, fuck everyone. I owe no excuses. I'm the man. You guys are going to be seeing the McGregor era. And one of the first thing Khabib says, I'm going to smash your boy. People take that in the wrong way. Say, oh, why? Why was he like that? Well, because people were booing him. People were booing him. It was a response. It wasn't like, oh, it was planned. It was a response. He wanted to be accepted. You don't accept you? Fuck you. I'm gonna smash your boys, and then you're gonna see who's the real fighter here. They said even and the fact that Khabib had his own camp. Khabib was extremely religious. I do not know a lot about a fighter, but I did never saw a fighter as religious as Khabib. So Khabib also brought some kind of discipline to the sport. Khabib was also a point figure because again he came from Dagestan, which is not a country that a lot of people know. And if it wasn't for Khabib, less than the people that know about Dagestan will know about Dagestan. Khabib also was a extremely good fighter. He came in with Khabib, you like it or not, right? I don't think there's a single point in his career where he could point at guy saying, "Hey, you did something wrong." And then you have Chimaev, which is around from the same part as Khabib, who is completely crazy, and he says things like, "I'll kill everybody," right? It doesn't mean it. It doesn't mean it. He's being entered, and he wants to sell tickets, which is a pros to Chimaev. But there is this, you see, it's kind of weird. I didn't plan this, I swear. But talking about DC Cormier, and I know DC and Khabib are really close. They're two good guys. And that just sucks. But then you're asking yourself, do I want good people to win? Do I want bad people to win? I'm seeing somebody as John Jones. John Jones was possibly one of the best fighter, if not the best fighter, all class. But John Jones has a rocky path. John Jones has an extremely bad reputation. John Jones is associated with a lot of bad things. So you have this amazing fighter, but you're gonna put him in card because people are gonna manifest. Because they don't like the guy. You cannot hire a criminal. See, the UFC is like in a bad place. It's like in a place where they want violent people. They want people that will fight, that likes to fight. But if you fight too much, then I'm gonna have you. So they're stuck into a place where we need some people that are very, very civilized. And again, and I hate that I have to do this. And I feel bad about saying this, but there's breeds of dog, right? And there's breed of dog that are gonna say, hey, they're dangerous. A lot of people are gonna see fighter as dangerous. And it doesn't matter if you're a nice guy. They'll see you as dangerous. I just saw a 2 hours documentary on Uriah Faber. Nicest guy I know. Nicest fucking guy. Super chill. Super fucking chill. The people say, oh, he's a UFC fighter, so be careful. See? And it's nuts because there's moments like, for example, with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, you see him in his prime and he's scary. He's very scary. Like, holy shit, this guy's gonna kill me, right? But then you see him now when he's a nice old man. He's more relaxed. He's more calm. When I get into a ring into it, Mike Tyson, no way. I don't know how to fight. But understanding that those fighters are also human, it's funny about Mike Tyson is possibly one of the prime example. Mike Tyson had two passions, well, more than two passions, but two precise passion. He loved pigeon, which are very soft animals, very soft bird, and he had a tiger, which is super dangerous. So it closely showed the duality, right? So yeah, so this is why I love fighters like even Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would be amazing. Mike Tyson, there's also interview when I'm talking about a particular one, and the reporter was talking about rape allegation, which is not something you should bring up. Their allegation. If the guy is guilty, okay, talk about it. But if it's innocent until proven guilty, the guy wasn't proven guilty. Mike did do some jail. I don't know what happened there, but it was at this point he wasn't acquitted of being in prison, and he said, and Mike Tyson said, "Hey, you're a punk. Why would you say something like that?" And of course he was a bit aggressive, but you did cross the boundaries, right? And it's the fact that he was like, what you gonna do about it? It's the fact that you have interviews, you have people that are gonna purposely have this prejudice against fighter. I don't know if it's a Canadian American thing. It's a cultural thing because there's sumo wrestlers that are super respected. There's karate competition. Like even Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, I didn't know he does karate, but he does. I don't know if it's judo, maybe judo. It's extremely respected. It's extremely respected. And then you have somebody like you have people that are very sad, like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, amazing artist, amazing athlete, amazing actor. Jackie Chan had the world in his own hand. Jackie Chan played in so many movies. Jackie Chan was possibly one of the most, if not the most prolific actor in this kind of movie, which action movie. Jackie Chan also did all of his stunts. I don't expect that. And then you can tell Jet Li. Jet Li was also in the same Funny fact, Jet Li and Jackie Chan. If you look at the first 151 Pokemon, which is my age, there's two Pokemon called Iman-chan and Iman-Li. Iman-chan, Jackie Chan, Iman-Li. You're right, Jet Li. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but even Jet Li, never admitted, never achieved what Jackie Chan did. What Jackie Chan was Jackie Chan it was he a poor, was he a victim? No, but he deserves so much more. And what I'm going with this with the UFC, and I'm by my favorite fighter with Conor McGregor and Chael Sonnen is because of people like that, like also like Jackie Chan, like Mike Tyson, that the sport had this growth. You can hate or love Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson did a lot for the sport. Mike Tyson did a shit ton for the sport. The UFC came from almost being nothing, being from a sport that nobody cared about until they started. And when I talk about Dana White and how I respect him for keeping people in the sport for as long as he did, it's also a beautiful story because Dana did put a lot of effort into making sure that, hey, this is gonna survive. See, and that's pretty much it. Know that I love you guys. Take it easy. See you soon. Peace.